Welcome, everyone. Happy Hump Day. I hope you're out there fucking it up. Uh, welcome to welcome to Digital Goats Academy, guys. If you are tuning in, I am your host, the Digital Goat. Welcome to day trading. At 7 p.m. Digital Wednesdays, guys. I wanted to start off things a little bit different today. Normally, we go straight into the charts, looking at like the DXY, things like that, guys. But for one, if you're new to my channel and you find value in it, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on my content, guys. And I'll be able to mention that at the end of the session. But again, welcome to Digital Wednesdays, where just me as my personal goal, guys. I just want to introduce the skill set of trading to the community. I know a lot of people have distrust in it, but I'm here to tell you this is exactly how, the multimillionaires flip or generate more revenue to their already growing income, guys. But I think this skill set needs to be something that's talked about more, so the average person can understand that, man, even if I don't become a pro at it to, hit my $1 million goals, I can still have it as a source of income. And, we'll break down things as we move forward, guys. But definitely, this is a community for new traders as well as experienced traders. So I want to start. I want to start the call off today first by going over news, right? Going over news just because of the recent events that's been taking place in the market. Now, I'm not sure how many of you guys stay up to date on what's going on in the economy, such as like, let's just talk about Elon Musk, right? For example, Elon Musk, he's in court for pretty much a tweet that he mentioned in 2018, right? In 2018, he mentioned, he had a tweet that pretty much he misled his investors. He misled his investors on what he was doing with Tesla. So let me see if I can find that up. I mean, if I pull that up right now, Elon Musk. So I heard from Elon Musk for a while. So basically, you see this on the Market Watch. Elon Musk shows in Fund Insecure trial that he does not live in real. Pretty much is basically a trial that he has to take place where, I mean, I guess he was forced to lie, and that's having reactions within the market. But anybody that has been following Tesla, clearly Tesla stocks have been doing okay. The other thing that I wanted to bring to light was what actually happened with Donald Trump. We just got some news within the crypto community, not necessarily some news within the crypto community, but some news that affected the crypto community. Let me see if I can pull it up. Donald Trump, then Facebook, Instagram, right here. NBC, CNN, NBC, Facebook, Instagram reinstated Trump after his 2-year ban, right? One, that's signs for the future. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but the only thing I care about is how I can use this information to navigate through the market, guys. So let me actually pull up cryptocurrency. Let me switch my screen and pull up cryptocurrency, guys. All right. Let's just talk about Bitcoin. Let's see exactly what Bitcoin did after we got that news, right? And then I'll go into the DXY. So anybody, again, that's familiar with me, I kind of do an analysis or what I'm thinking at. And then if we are getting into some live trading, obviously this isn't my MetaTrader 4, so I have to input the information in my MetaTrader 4. But this is where I draw my analysis for my new traders on TradingView. And if I don't have my broker like set to the TradingView, I'll input this information in my personal MetaTrader 4, i.e. phone or on your desktop. I do recommend going into our Jordan year, guys, that everybody starts downloading MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5 on their desktop. I am going to release a tutorial on a walkthrough version specifically for the Mac because that's what I own. I feel like it's going to be pretty generic for, like Dell or just PC users in general. So if you don't have a Mac, you shouldn't have no complications with setting it up. If you're a Mac user, there's probably like an extra 1 or 2 steps that you're going to actually need, unless you guys just YouTube it. Remember, Google's your friend, B, right? So anyway, Bitcoin right now, it consolidated, actually broke up out of that, but rejected. So we got to see what this candle wants to do. If this candle wants to pull up, up out of this consolidation. But this is just on the 4-hour time frame. So do we have a candle that closed on the 3-hour time frame? No, just have a wick. So we have a candle that closed on the 2-hour, right? I got all the way down. I broke it as far as I can go, possibly on a smaller time frame, to see what I want to see. And what I wanted to see was, did we in fact close above this consolidation zone? Now, if you see, guys, normally when consolidation breaks out to, a certain direction, it retests back within the zone and then takes off from there. So if you just turn it to a line chart, you can kind of see the simplicity behind that. Now, the reason why I brought this to your attention, not to tell you guys, hey, man, it's crypto season, which I do think it is. But again, you didn't hear that information from me. What happened in response to Bitcoin actually having this aggressive move? Now, let's go back to exactly what I was just showing you guys a moment ago. What was I showing you guys a moment ago? Where's my share screen? I was showing you that Facebook, the minute that I got this notification on Bloomberg, because Bloomberg actually notified me, which I do recommend you guys downloading that. It's just information. So if you want to stay up to date on the economy, I recommend you have these news outlets, even if you're not a trader and you just happen to come across this channel and you're like, well, I want to stay up to date, whether I'm a real estate agent, whether I'm an employee or whether I'm an employer, it doesn't matter, guys. There's information, that goes on within news that you could decipher that'll help you make a decision either to save money or, buy at discounted prices or when to sell off your stocks, things like that. It's not that accurate. You obviously have to learn, but I do recommend, like, the average American at this point have some type of news outlet other than CNN. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you get majority of news from. But anyway, guys, Trump got reinstated. The ban got lifted from Facebook and Instagram, which in turn actually had a positive effect on cryptocurrency. At that moment, once I got that information, I saw the boost in crypto horizon. Now, I don't know how that's going to play out in the future because, again, it's hard to call any form of cryptocurrency. I'm just telling you that once we got news priced in, it actually reacted. And this is tech. If you see on the top of my screen, this is tech. What is cryptocurrency still considered, even though it's not respected amongst, like, all the way with, like, the United States government and, some other foreign countries out there? It's still tech. It's not a tech stock. It's a digital asset, guys. But it's tech. It's still technology. So it still falls up under that umbrella. And you could have utilized that information if you were searching for it. I didn't know that this was going to come out. It's just that, Bloomberg notified me and I was like, okay, well, that makes sense why Bitcoin took off to the upside, Ethereum took off to the upside, basically basic structure, guys. What we're seeing within the market, specifically Bitcoin, if you just look at it as an index, we're looking at it to continue pushing up. That should raise some other altcoins and stuff against the United States dollar. And I'm not saying that we're about to have a Hail Mary, but I do see a lot of positive effects within cryptocurrency. And I know, like, the community's probably out there like, man, forget that stuff after that whole FTX fiasco. But I'm here to tell you guys that they don't control cryptocurrency. It just sucked that a lot of people invested in that company and lost, majority, if not all, of their digital assets. But they do not control cryptocurrency. So just because that company went under, that doesn't mean that cryptocurrency is at its demise. I just want to put that out there for you guys. But let's go into the regular trading, which you guys are mainly here for. Anybody that's out there in my community. I do have a free Discord, guys. So if you are looking to join my community, either contact me in the chat box on YouTube or, reach out to me on one of my social media platforms. Or if you guys, I think you can personally message me on YouTube as well. So whatever you got to do to get my attention. But look at the DXY dollar index, right? Dollar index. As we've been looking at it, guys, the dollar index has been in a downtrend. It has been selling off. Now, a lot of people are under the assumption, and I say this on all my calls, and I know people are probably tired of me saying that because it's like, dude, look what we've done in the market. We've sold off. So people are saying that we're in a recession. I don't believe that we're in a recession. I don't even believe that we're heading towards a recession. Now, there's a lot of fear behind that, right? There's a lot of fear behind because we just came from high inflation and the possibility of the market driving, the dollar driving like super low. fast enough to where it actually will hurt the economy instead of like stabilizing it. So I do believe that, we are heading down a little bit more, but I think that the dollar is still overall bullish. It's just respecting, the laws that govern foreign exchange, break, retest out of a previous high. I do not think that we're going to continue plummeting unless something drastic happens. And we'll need obviously more data for that to price in, but I don't think that we're in a recession. I think the dollar will make its way back up sometime during March, but we'll see, guys. And once we get closer to March, I'll back up my claim on why I believe that that is possible. But we are at a level of support down here. Obviously, the dollar could pull down some more. We do have possibilities of it retracing up. So I'm not saying that from here, the dollar couldn't get bullish, retrace from there. But if you just look at the momentum, which I like turning it to Hakanashi, the momentum is like kind of clear that, we're to the downside. So the next level that I would expect the dollar to be at, which would be anywhere from like 98 cents to like a dollar flat. So somewhere within that zone, I expect us to maybe start showing signs of reversal or retracements, but we'll just see. We'll just see. I don't think we're ready to just call it to the downside, but that's not necessarily important on the overall like move. You as day trader are not infatuated by what the market is overall doing. You just care what price action is doing right now, so I can make a decision. But so that's why I bring it to you guys' attention that based off of price action, what we're looking at is that this market is obviously continuously bearish, right? It's still selling off to the downside. We just got to find these areas where these pullbacks happen in order to continue buying against the dollar. Now, you can trade the DXY if you choose to. I know some people do. I don't. I just use it for what it is, an index, to navigate through some of my other currency pairs. Now, NZD USD, guys. I think I gave this trade out. Yeah, I gave this trade out yesterday. We went 10 pips in profit. And if you're like most of us who didn't secure our little 10 pips, the market went against us 20 pips. Not a bad risk to reward ratio, especially the fact that we went in profit. So I gave out this idea somewhere around, what was this? No, that wasn't 11 o'clock. What was yesterday? 9 o'clock. Yeah, so pretty much around this time frame right here, guys. You see, somewhere around like 9 o'clock, I gave out this idea. I did believe that we were going to stay within the zone. The market actually retest and, smash through that zone. So, when I got back in, I was in areas as low as here, took all my little profits that I had because I just did not secure these 10 pips early on and I got back in. But I think that, we have redemption. I think we have redemption. And I think that the market is actually still going to play because if you look, there's a reason why I started off with the dollar. With the DXY first, because one, to show you guys that the dollar is in fact selling. So any type of move to the upside, if it hasn't broken any type of structure, it's just going to be a retest. So I think that we could still use NZD USD as far as like another trade idea once we get our break and retest, especially with this zone right here. So some of my experienced traders, they already know what to do when they see a move in the market, especially if, I'm talking anybody within my community. But this is kind of like what I'm looking at, guys. I'll kind of leave this up briefly. So if you are on YouTube and trying to look at this, you have enough time to capture pretty much my take profit, my entry, and then my stop loss. But again, my stop loss is my stop loss. You guys don't have to use it. I do just recommend anybody that trades or take a trade, whether it's on YouTube Live or from anybody, it's 2 to 3% of your account. Just focus on that and the gains will be infinite because, if you can gain 8, 10, what I'm saying, 100% of your account, like that's good. That's good measure. You're going to do that naturally or whatnot. What you don't want to do is lose more than that. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, as far as NZD, USD, I would say just set an alert, wait for it to break this level of structure up here. Take the trade. But as far as like the momentum, I do believe that the momentum is still to the upside. Flat bottom, consolidation right here. So at least from this position, the momentum is high. We just need more candles presenting itself. Yeah, start a flat bottom. So hopefully we get a push up from here that gives us the signal that, hey, man, this thing is bullish. So wait for it to pop up some more and then retest back into the zone. And you guys have yourself another entry. So I always say don't give up on a trade setup just because it took you out from that position, especially if you were doing, proper risk management. Because had I entered, from this position, and I did like from this position, more than likely my stop loss would have cleared it. I would have did like a 20 to 30 pip stop loss. I would have barely cleared it. I probably still would have got it. But I'm just giving you guys a perspective of like where you would have entered. Well, really, if I would have just took my original zone, we would have been all right. This was our original zone. So that's also like what I would say. Don't, give up on your original positions as well. Because you start putting yourself in bad positions when you don't just respect. And I even drew this out where it's like I talked about it yesterday that this thing could create support. If you look at it, created structure. Really, I'm sure there's a previous high over here, just retested that high and pushed up, but obviously we know that the market came down just a little bit more and started messing people up. So you see we have a movement here. So even without the Hakanashi and just using regular candlesticks, we got some bullish momentum. So I am looking to take this once we get our break and retest to the upside, guys. So I'm gonna set an alert. I already got an alert. Cool. I'm ahead of the game now. Euro GBP. This was a trade that I was looking at. Did I look at this earlier this week? I did. I actually gave this out in my community. I can't remember if I did this on YouTube as well. I cannot remember at all, guys, but I gave this out within my community. Now, what it did was pop down a little bit. So anybody that got in, if they didn't secure their profits, then they probably got burned. But that wasn't a break right there. So even on like the 45-minute, it wasn't like a clear move that, I would have liked to take. So you see that right there, guys? That's not a break and retest that I would like to see, if I was waiting on the break and retest. So I told the guys, wait for the break and retest. I even had symbols up here indicating that there was still liquidity. Now, even if it did take us out, it's okay because it's like, you know, we're still within the area that we could have taken a higher position to sell. This is again why I stress like really not giving up on you guys' position, because most of the time as we get better as traders, we're just a little bit early. You know what I'm saying? We're just a little bit early to the party because we want to see it now. And the market obviously understands that and says, I should have been a little bit more patient. But even when you look at like a little bit of more patience, you can pretty much see like put yourself at better positions. So even for me, drawing this up, I should have been able to spot. And it's like, obviously in hindsight, it's like, duh, when you see it. But it's also like, duh, next time, man, respect that. Because before I saw this move, I think we were somewhere down here. Let me rewind it back. I think we were somewhere down here. It was creating a lot of resistance in this area. So I felt confident that, the market was going to create like probably shoot up 38% of this imbalance candle over here. It might have been like on a smaller time frame. I can't remember if it was like on a smaller time frame, but I was looking at 38% somewhere. It was probably that it was probably that 4 hour. I was looking at 38% somewhere, and we'll see if the market actually did that. But I was looking at 38% of, this imbalance, some whatever time frame that I caught that at. But the market actually decided to rise higher, and it makes complete sense because it's like it never respected this previous low right here, this previous structure. So it's like, again, guys, if we just keep it basic, break, you break out of structure, market, throws monkey wrenches at you, fools you, and then retest back into that zone. That definitely would have been a better entry for us to catch instead of trying to be down here. Again, really simplicity is like buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, guys, buy low, sell high, right? I just want to see this. So I'm going to play it out. Yep, the 38. You see, so 38%. That was the fake out. Now that was still a sell move, but as far as like looking at it to go down here, and it's like I even drew out the consolidation and still should have been a little bit more patient to wait to the upside because I can see the consolidation forming. I mean, I had it literally written out, but that's where it goes into being a little bit more patient. And we had liquidity that we knew was to the upside. So we should have challenged ourselves to say that, man, more than likely if we just look at this entire move, right, and would have been more patient, we would have saw that the market probably wanted to respect 78% of it. 78% is definitely a reversal zone. These areas are your reversal zones, really high probability reversal zones. Like once it comes up 100%, not that you're guaranteed the market to go the opposite way, but you know, it came 100% of that market. It rejects 786, definitely reversal. This thing rejected. So we know that in fact, this market is selling. And again, if we just apply basic law techniques to the market, this was a previous low right here. So we should expect the same thing once the market, you know, gives out its play. So the next time the market returns up here, we know that we can in fact probably sell, right? Would make super sense, you know, as the market decided to come down when it, however it decides to move. And remember, you just got to be aware of that. Okay, it can do one of these numbers where, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that would make much more sense unless it, you know, decided to create resistance all the way back up here again, you know, if the market started ranging. But, you know, just looking at it, we have a nice push to the downside, guys. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I do think that the momentum is going to carry us down further. And when we do our retest, it'll happen like later on in the week, not later on in the week, probably like next week. So next week we could probably, you know, expect this market to have like a bounce up all the way here. We could even ignore this until it gets back to the sell zone. That's something I definitely promote in 2023. It's your Jordan year. Make sure you don't miss it. It's your Jordan year, so make sure you don't miss it, guys. So that's what I'm looking at for Euro GBP. I know that man, who was it? It was a commissioner. It was a commissioner. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. It was a commissioner of Europe's commissioner. I forgot what he was the commissioner of, and I forgot his name. It starts with a P. I don't know how to pronounce it. You're a commissioner. Commission's president. No, not her. Not her. I know who she is. It was some other guy, but I'll find his. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. So, but man, what happened? I meant to write this down. Something was going on in Europe, and matter of fact, let me just look at my Discord. Hold on, guys, real quick. Hold on, because I know I put that in there. Let me see under news, blah blah blah. European Commissioner stated. Oh, so the European Commissioner stated that the euro has hit peak inflation, right? So the euro specifically. Now, I haven't actually looked at the euro index. Let's actually look at that real quick, where he said that it hit peak inflation. Him narrating that, you know, gave me the red flags that, okay, Europe could start to see in certain currencies just start to see weakness against certain pairs. Not saying that, you know, Euro USD, because I do believe that that thing is bullish, that we could start seeing weakness because the fact that he stated that we're at peak inflation. Think of it from a trading perspective, higher high, higher low. In order for us to start selling, we need to have a high point that we're coming from the market, correct? Well, if the euro is actually selling off, you know what I'm saying, and came from a high point within the market, that actually makes sense. And yeah, I could definitely see that, man. Look at this gap right here. It's definitely going to come and collect that. I don't know when. I'm telling you guys, prepare for March. March is going to be interesting. March all the way up into June. I expect things to happen. And I'm glad I actually pulled this up. I expect things to happen within March, man. So I don't know what, don't quote me on that. Don't say this guy was predicting, whatever during March, but I expect stuff to happen. And I just want to be on the right side for it to benefit me. And that's the only thing that I push out to you guys. Like, just be on the right side that it benefits you. So if you look at it from the top, it is showing some weakness just from the top. I'm not saying that necessarily puts euro at, a weak point, but when I'm looking at it, euro against like the British pound or pound sterling, I say pound sterling, that's really the correct currency of it, right? But you guys might say British pound. But anyway, against that, yes, I could definitely see more weakness from the euro coming from the British pound or the pound sterling, right? If we just go to the pound sterling, if you just look at its index, it's up. You know what I'm saying? One of those have to collapse against each other. And based off of the pound sterling, it looked like it's already collected liquidity that is dished out. So you see these gaps in the market, it has filled those gaps, like right here, like for instance. And I know it's filled, and it's filled as like the viewer, because on the opposite side, the market actually, created structure. These candles are structure. So if we even go down to other gaps in the market, we can see that they, in fact, have been filled, right? Gap right there. Market came down, filled it up. Got a small gap right here. Before we had this information, even when you go all the way back here, gaps right here. Are y'all seeing that? Filled. So there's more structure and more liquidity collected within the pound sterling than there is with the euro. The euro actually has gaps that it hasn't filled yet. So I can see the euro, and you can see it, easily, guys, yourself, right? Gaps in the market. Let me turn this black. So gaps in the market, gap right here got filled before you knew all this information. Does it even let me do it on the index? I don't even think it. Yeah. So before that gap got filled, guys, right? Look. Man, I'm trying to work with me, Trading View. Work with me. How long is this, yo? What the? I'm sure I could have just deleted it, right? But whatever, right? Just trying to get you guys understand the gaps have been filled. The only gap that hasn't been filled is down here, right? So let's play it forward. Gapped up. Filled that. It was probably like a gap somewhere down here too. Even when you have these wicks, the gaps are filled. So you don't have to overthink it. The only place that hasn't been filled yet, when we look at it, is down here, right? Even when you go down here, it was filled. It was filled by that wick. So the 106. So the 106.7, 106.45, like 40 area, that gap has not been filled yet, guys. So it makes sense if the euro starts showing some weakness, right? Makes super sense if it starts showing some weakness. We don't know when it's going to happen, but we already got an indication that obviously the market could actually have some downward push, right? And it's kind of implementing that with the euro against, the British pound, guys. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm still going to play this zone of consolidation because I do think the momentum's to the downside, and we won't see this move until like, I don't know, next week or something like that. Look at that momentum. Yeah, that momentum is going to carry that thing down. So I would just continue with the break and retest. I even told my crew, guys, for the more experienced traders, is that once we get the break of, our old stop loss, you can still take that. So you can use that information based off the stop loss. And it actually came back up for the retest. So I will probably actually look to get in on this, but I'm just going to ride out my trades, guys. But you guys are free to use this if you choose. Euro GBP, I'm looking for a sell at 87,780. And my stop loss is 30 pips, but again, 2 to 3% of your account. So whatever you got in there, just know don't risk more than 2 to 3%. And if you do, like you're using proper risk management or, whatever to your heart's content. I can't tell you how to roll them, guys. I could just tell you what puts you at the best percentages to win, right? Now let's look at I think I'm gonna look at US 30. US 30 was my last one. So I think we're on a bullish chair for US 30. Man, it's actually at the price that I was looking for to break and retest, but we obviously needed to pull up a little bit more based off the 4 hour. But US 30, I wanted it to come back to this zone. It fell short of that, guys. But still within the area that I was looking forward to. And I still believe that we are bullish. So as far as like it's stopping area, like this previous high, I really think we're gonna blow through that. But I think US 30 is actually showing us that, man, I want to continue to move to the upside, especially with the previous 2 years. I don't know if you guys were following, especially if you like do options trading on here. Stocks were down for like 2 years, 3 years, right? You're telling me we're not going to have no rebound for recovery? I don't know. I don't think that's how the economy works. And I think like year 3 would be something where it's like, okay, these stocks and bonds have to actually start producing because we're literally depleting, what builds America, and that's these companies and stuff, right? So I am bullish on US 30 to Dow Jones. It would be neat if in 2023, especially in our Jordan year, head into our Kobe year, if we could actually create a new high. I don't know if that's going to happen. I would like for that to happen, but I do think that we're at least break this area of 34,600 to the upside. And then from there, we'll make determinations. But again, March is that magic number, guys. March is that magic number. Let me just look at, we didn't get an alert, so I guess it didn't break that zone yet. Nope, still playing around. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking at, guys. Anything else? I would have to I may do something special Thursday, tomorrow. What's Thursday? Well, no, I'm gonna just go over what we looked at the market. So again, guys, kind of take a quick look. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a buy at the break, of this previous zone right here. 64,879 or 878. That's for NZD USD. I'm taking that profit at 65,495. But again, I'm no fool. I'm not going to let the market go against me. And US 30, I did want it to break the zone of 33,750. So it broke that zone. I was just like a nice pullback, and I'm going to look to enter again. And the area that I'm looking to get out of, 34, 150, 160, 34, 160, right? So 34, 160. And my stop loss is 120 pips. So depending on who you are, you may not want to take that stop loss. But again, when you have the discretionary measure of indices, you probably want to be at 3 to 4% of your account, maybe push 5, but that's on you guys. That's on you. I never tell anybody how to manage their account. I just tell them, again, what's the best odds, and keeping that 2 to 3%. That 2 to 3% ratio tends to put people at the best percentage of, risk to reward ratio. And let's look at Tesla real quick before we close this out, guys. On buying tear. So you see it did show some rejection. It did show some rejection right up here on the 15-minute time frame. We have resistance. But again, man, I just think that this is just a pullback in order to bring the market up. Like, it dipped already. If you look at it, it dipped. Like, I don't want to be generic and say, hey, man, buy the dip, but it dipped already. We do have a gap right here in the market. So I didn't notice that before. So I wouldn't be surprised if it came back, down to these levels and stuff. I don't never look at a stock to just, take off Hail Mary. I'm actually like year three into dealing with stocks and stuff. So I don't see that. I mean, the same principles that govern foreign exchange normally governs this market as well. So eventually we should see these prices again. If the market doesn't ignore this, but I look at this area as another area for people to probably get in with Tesla again at a low price because I wanted $70 to be honest, guys. I just happened to be looking at Tesla one day recently based off of like news with Elon Musk, I think with his whole Twitter little rant, right? This whole Twitter rant. And I see that the market, okay, it was at 109. So I bought from 109. And you see, guys, it started creating gaps. So we have potential areas for this market to return to. But the one thing I know about stocks is that they don't make those moves like, foreign exchange does to capture these gaps in the market. They'll do it on like a full drive back down. So based off of what I'm seeing, if you see there's a lot of gaps in the market. So ignore that in the same way we just explained foreign exchange. When this because if that was the case, it would have already collected this. So there's a lot of money left over within this market that it could potentially come back and sweep. But when will that be? I don't know, guys. As far as the momentum when it comes to Tesla right now, I see upward potential and then maybe like start ranging. But if you just look at it from Hakanashi, look at that. That's just a 1 hour time frame. That's not even a stronger time frame. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let me look at it on the daily. Oh my gosh. So unless some other news comes out, I mean, I don't see Tesla slowing down. Flat bottom, indecision, flat bottom, flat bottom, flat bottom, flat bottom. So yeah, if we start to show like selling potential, like bearish moves here on the daily time frame, I can see a potential reversal. But this just looks like slowing down because the previous candles we came from was straight. Remember that buying move is going to be a little bit choppier than how the selling moves, tend to be, guys. Definitely shout out to my bro Gray, who always talks about being a bear because the bears, when they come in, it's so forcefully that you believe that that stock is going to zero or, that market is actually like plummeting versus it just retesting. But yeah, we're making our way up, guys. If you see, just based off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of 14 days. No, I mean 12 days. 10 out of 12 days, guys. So 2 weeks basically we have been bullish, yo. Nothing is stopping that because if you just look at these weekly moves, the market could definitely meet this at least all the way up here. So as far as Tesla is concerned, man, guys, we may have some stagnant moments right here where the market starts to move sideways, but just based off of price action. I'm not talking about anything that may seep into the market later on and change the trajectory or change the bias of the market. I see it pushing up higher. I don't know how high. I'm not going to give you guys that my own sentiment of what I think, but as far as like it being bullish right now, absolutely. I mean, just look at it on the line chart too. Pretty straightforward, right? We just need a couple of pullbacks. But with that momentum so high, man, like, yeah, Tesla, we're going up. We may even be coming back up to these zones, but we're going up. So I'm not going to call out any ideas of where I think the market may be going, but I would just say watch it if you've gotten into it on the investing side or if you're options trading. Obviously, if you feel the pathway is still up, get in and get out. Have your scalping moves going on, right? But that's pretty much it, guys. So we're at 7:39. I'm in Eastern time. So I just shared with you guys everything that I'm looking at in the market. Those three currency pairs are actively what I'm trading tonight. So anything else is, you guys can use that information based off of what I gave you in a dollar. So if you're not even looking at any pairs that I mentioned, just use that information off the dollar or use that concept. Look at one of these indexes. If you're trading Euro USD, if you're trading AUD USD or GBP USD or GBP AUD, like do the same thing, guys. Find one of these indexes, see what they are based off of against one another. Do obviously your analysis first. And make a decision within the market, guys. The only thing you could do is buy or sell. So don't have a hernia thinking over it. So appreciate everybody that jumped on today. Again, guys, we're starting off slow. This is the beginning of the year. We're still in January, so we have a lot of ground to cover, but also we don't have to move super fast, guys, right? Slow and steady wins the race. So I'm excited. I'm looking at big numbers for everybody that's connected to me within the trading community, guys, within Digital Goats Academy. So again, guys, see you at the top because we're taking everybody to the top with us. God bless you. See you next Wednesday for Digital Wednesdays. Don't forget, guys, if you like this content, please like it, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys next week.